Utopia with Kea Ncube on Trans-Africa Radio.
Okay, and now back to business.
We could just get on it, on it. We could just
Utopia with Kea Ncube on Trans-Africa Radio.
So it's just gone 3:15 CAT right here on Utopia, the show that gives you nothing but the best feel-good vibes in Trans-Africa Radio. That was Kea Ncube alongside Amber Revivals called Weight of the Sun, the Cuba remix. And before that we had Jeremy Loopser featuring Mutomoleko. That one was called Down South, bringing us to 14 minutes after the hour of 3 p.m. CAT. If you just joined us, welcome, welcome, welcome. We have the MTV Sugar Down-South cast in the building. And one of these individuals you're very comfortable with. Hey Ebenezer.
Yo! What's cracking, yo? You know what it is. Tiki, baby.
Oh wow, did you just say baby?
I don't know what I said.
Oh wow. And then we also have D Raseledi. How are you doing, love?
I'm very well, thanks.
Thank you so much for coming through.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming through once again, Ebenezer.
You're welcome. I thought that thank you was like last time. It was a second tier thank you. Like when you compliment someone like, wow, I love your dress, then your friend is standing next to the person, you're like, yeah, I knew. Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, talking MTV Sugar, if you do have any questions and comments, please do send them through to +27 79 254 4329 or call us on +27 1144 77 rather. So Dee plays the character of 13-year-old Tuli. She's the younger sister of Soul, and actually Soul was here in the building not so long ago, right? So we get to find out a little bit more as to what the family dynamics are between you and Soul, right?
Yeah.
And then we have Ebenezer. Ebenezer plays the character of, I know you here, of Masejo, 20-year-old barista, because that's what they call coffee people, right? It's not just a coffee person.
It's not just about coffee, it's the art.
It's the art of it all, right? So you come from a middle-class black family. You were able to go through private school and all of that, and now your family has farm in Brits Northwest Province. And we're going to find out a little bit more about this character as well, and how you get prepared to be part of these people.
Basically, myself has land, son. We got land.
You definitely have land. So tell us, in terms of learning these roles, how did it happen?
Would you like to go first?
Sure. Okay, well, for me, I was actually auditioning for a different character. Alright, so I prepared, I went in there, I did the most.
Yes.
Even if I do say so myself. And then the director was like, girl, you look way too young for this role. So then they gave me a whole new script. I had to go outside, learn new lines on the spot, and 15 minutes later I went back in, I auditioned for Tuli, and the rest is history. Okay.
and like from being Tuli and the character that you originally auditioned for, like how was that switch up? You're like, no, but I want you to be this.
It was so intense. It was really intense. But hey man.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, so it was very, especially in terms of the age. The one was much older.
Yeah.
So and now I had to like go way back to high school. So yeah, it was quite a challenge.
You got pigtails and all, girl. You got pigtails and all. Ebenezer, you and Masejo?
Oh yeah, no, I worked with one of the directors before,
right.
A lady by the name of Kea Ncube. And so during the auditioning stages, there were a lot of like open auditions. Like at the end, towards the end, they were trying to find and fill in these roles. And so I got a call. She spoke to the production company that she could bring someone in to read for the role. I came in, I read, I can't take. I'm joking, no man. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people believe I could take it off because of the fact that I do comedy.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I had to prepare a little. I got to work with some of my favorite actors, and people helped me out. I got some notes, and yeah, now I'm here in front of you.
So looking at the characters and looking at your personal lives, what similarities are there between the two of you, like the character and you as the individual?
Personally, it's the whole indigo vibe. The whole vibe of like being aloof and not really being about things like money and status necessarily, you know what I mean? I think I resonate very well with that.
Yeah.
He dresses in a way that's very Lazare, we dress very similarly, and our hair's the same, I suppose. And also if you actually watch the first episode on the 12th, you will realize that we look exactly the same.
No way.
You look exactly the same, it's wild.
I never realized. Oh my god. You did?
Yeah, for me, like I mentioned earlier, I had to go all the way back to high school. So I think similarities definitely have to be, we're both super chill, both very family oriented.
Yeah.
Just trying to navigate teenage life while dealing with all this mess around you and still trying to stay sane. So I think, yeah, that's just about it. Because like now, I mean, I was a teen many years ago.
You sure?
So I'm sure.
You're really sure about that? Like how many years?
How many years is it? I took me dog years.
Yeah, because you know, like 1 year in human years. So like,
Phoenix one, guys.
yeah.
Just know that. So yeah, basically that. We're both very super chill, and family is just very, very at our core.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if family falls apart, then you're also just
Yeah.
Okay.
And how do you guys prepare yourselves to be on set? Like, how do you zone in to be Tuli? How do you zone in to be Maseko? Like, what happens? Like, what needs to happen? Yeah, I need to like space out. I don't know.
I told you.
Well,
Jokes. Yeah, it depends. Fortunately, the people that I act alongside, amazing, and the energy was just incredible on set. So you have your own individual process where you're just like going through the script and, you know, finding that character. And then when you get on set and you're running lines and whatever, the synergy on set was just incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it was just amazing. So that also helped a lot for me.
The person what helped most was we had a workshop at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, that too. Also.
So yeah, our directors took us through a very lengthy process where we had to go home and read through our scripts, study them, and come back with grievances and things we don't understand. And then when we spoke through the script, we were able to even question some of the decisions that the characters would make.
Yeah.
You know, from that point of view. So that already, which you don't get in a lot of productions, you know, the workshopping of the character, which we got to do, that was lovely. And then before you when you get your script in the evening before, you read through it, you play through the beats. Perhaps if you have a partner or a friend nearby, if I do happen to have that, I'll go through some of the scenes. But mostly it happens on set with the person that you're gonna be working with. Yeah.
So how important was that workshop for you? Like you're saying, like you can question things, you could be like, yeah, what's going on, put on your grievances and things like that. Did they take on board what it is that you came back with after that workshop?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, they were very kind, man, and I think client as well was very lenient, because you must know that there is a mandate, right?
Yeah.
MTV Sugar is not just about entertainment, and it's incredibly entertaining. You know, it's also about trying to spread a message and trying to touch people, and also help people know that they're not alone. So some of the things that we might have questioned would not be in line with making sure that someone who is lonely out there and is suicidal or is distraught about their situation would be reachable, and basically some of the ideas that we had for the characters were not very, what do they call it when you're able to resonate? Relatable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So some of the things they weren't able to take on, but for the most part they tried their best to workshop through those things with client as well, which is amazing.
So I just want to say congratulations to MTV Sugar, because it's been around for 10 years now. And like it's not very often you hear of something as big as this being around for a whole decade. So congratulations for being part of this amazing movement.
Congratulations to them for having us.
Yeah. I know, Ebenezer. No. When we come back, Dee and Ebenezer are still in the building. Any questions, send them through. +2779 254 4329 is that WhatsApp line, or call on +2711 447717.
Utopia, Kea Ncube.
That's how we do it on South Boy. That's what they call it.
Like with Ebenezer in the building, like just doing everything that he normally does. Jenny Sweats on Monday. That is Jogodo by Techno Trans Africa Radio. We have D and Ebenezer in the building, the MTV Sugar Down-South. It's season 12. Yes, 13, 12, 7. My bad. It's just good. It is season 7. Why is the internet telling me something else?
Fake news.
Okay,
Out here pulling a Zoom at 3 and 7, season 2 and 1 and 13.
Yeah, Langton's all the way in Zoom. He says, hey guys, thank you so much for being part of the MTV Sugar Cast, because he knows that he has a couple of younger siblings who actually watch it and they're just like, okay, I understand what's going on, just a little bit, so let's not feel the pressure to actually do these things, So yeah, big shout out goes out to you, Langton. Hey?
Thanks, Oka. It's from Nigeria, that means sir.
He's in Zimbabwe.
Zim, oh!
Okay.
Thanks,
It's Mdara.
Thanks, Mdara. Okay, sorry, Langston.
Okay, yeah. Can't.
This is not anything to do with MTV Sugar, guys. This is just me.
Being Ebenezer. Yeah,
that last flop.
I pretty much figured, yeah. So besides just being the character that you are, like we know that you are still in high school, you're in grade 9, you're Soul's little sister, what else do you bring through as the character of Tuli?
Okay, so with Tuli, so most of the show is centered around, the whole HIV narrative and everything around that. So, but with Tuli, a lot of her storyline has to do with like the abusive, the domestic
violence,
domestic violence at home, and toxic masculinity, and how it affects Soul and everything Soul does, and how that affects Tuli. So Tuli is basically dealing with all of that in her little grade 9 self. She's going through the most.
As a grade 9 self, trying to understand all of this.
Yeah, trying to make sense of everything.
Yeah. Have you ever dealt with a soul in your life as deep?
Yeah.
Not personally, but maybe seeing it from afar.
Well,
we all see it.
Yeah. I mean, domestic violence and violence against women is something that affects almost every single person. It's all right.
She's friends your own age. She's 14 like me. We're in the same class.
If you're not affected by it in this country, so yeah, I mean, I have seen it. I have probably it ripples. Yeah. Yeah. So, but Soul is intense, yo. Like. Fortunately for me, I've not had to deal with it directly in the way that Tuli does, but in society, in the spaces that we find ourselves in, there's always some kind of way that it kind of affects you. Yeah,
definitely so. And Masego, what does Masego bring to us in season 7?
I think that's really just a human being that I feel is very relatable,
right.
I mean, across the board. As in, like, yes, of course, he might come from privilege, but the way he lives his life, he's a working human being. He loves, he feels. And so, in this season, I think we see a person struggling with what he thought he understood about essentially HIV/AIDS and love and relationships, and struggling not struggling necessarily, but dealing with his way forward in that space and in that strata, so to speak, you know what I mean? Yeah, so essentially I think what we can see mostly from him is just that, is the average guy and how we deal with a lot of these things.
Did your parents ever talk with you? Like the sex talk, HIV/AIDS and all of that?
My parents did, they were just like, my parents were like, they did have the talk, but it was very short, they were like, you'll go to hell.
Basically, right?
That is the talk,
otherwise you'll get pregnant, you'll get AIDS and you'll die.
And go to hell. And then go to hell.
That was the sixth.
And then go to hell after. So that's why such stories are very important, because we are so misinformed. I myself, I'm finding out, I was finding out throughout the shooting of this season that I was so misinformed, you know what I mean? Well, when I say not misinformed necessarily, but underinformed. That's the right word to use.
I think that's the word, that most of us are very underinformed when it comes to this whole HIV/AIDS, even sex as a whole subject, Do you think you know?
Like, for instance, just even like minutely, birth control and birth control measures don't prevent you from, you know what I'm saying, sexually transmitted diseases. Just something that I'm not saying that we didn't know, right? But it's something that you put in the back of your mind. Like,
it's fine.
It's fine. As long as it's not a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's real. That's real. A lot of people take risks. I think I myself, and if I'm honest, right, before having engaged fully in like a relationship I'm in presently, and having to go test and having to go through those things, I found myself maybe once or twice saying things like, "Can I trust you?" Things like that. No, go and test.
No, I love, but that is so true.
Yeah. Like, I'm clean, I promise. Like, whoa,
You look
go
clean.
and test, guys.
Things like that.
Yeah, you look clean. What? Go and test. You know what I mean?
DSTV 872 all across Africa at 609 on OPV HD. Mobi site is taradio.mobi and our online publication is www.transafricaradio.net. That is how you can tune in. So tell me, what have you learned about yourself individually from playing these separate characters? Either one.
Oh, okay. For me, like again, like what we're talking about now, how I took a lot of things for granted. Also, I think from playing this role, I learned that it's also okay to be vulnerable. I think the character I'm playing is very vulnerable, and he is not very he's not a hyper masculine man. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes in my personal life, I feel as though I'm taking advantage of. For the very fact that I don't present myself as a man's man, you know what I'm saying, I'm very feminine. But I think playing this role and having to engage with him and having to be real about him, and he has no problems with it, he has no problems with his vulnerability, you know what I'm saying? So playing that, I got to almost feel as though it's okay, and if you're taken advantage of, you are, there's much rather be what you are than anything that is negative, because hypermasculinity in this world, we know men are trash, you know, and to be more masculine is just to be more trash, man, generally speaking.
Really? Got it too deep.
Wow, first of all, that I really do look much younger than I actually am.
Because like you just said that you were a teenager like eons ago, and you're just like, really?
really.
Yeah.
And then I think, one thing that really, that I had to like, okay, so Saul is this, big bad wolf in the but like, he's still her brother, So for me, it was that thing of, it's very important to call out the people in your life, even if it's your brother, even if it's your dad, even if it's, you know what I mean? So that is something that for me was, it was very deep, because it's so easy to want to just protect people and excuse their behavior. No, because Kohai is like this and like that, that's why, he's like that, or whatever the case may be. But even though certain, circumstances can explain a person's behavior, it doesn't excuse it. So for me, I had to learn to be way more empathetic and know when people are, because the people that surround Tuli as well are also going through the most. So you see people and you have no idea what they're going through. You know what I mean? So I had to learn to be way more empathetic, and also, to just remember that you have to call out people, no matter what the relationship is. If people are not acting the way they should be, people are abusive, people are toxic, you need to call them out, and
just make sure that they're aware of what kind of human beings that they're portraying themselves to the world.
Exactly.
Okay. And being part of MTV Sugar, like, what does it mean, Don? Like, what does it really mean to you? Like I said, it's been around for 10 years, the 7 seasons. We've had the likes of Vanessa Mdee come through from MTV Sugar. We've had Shay come through, Nick Mutuma, so many names who are now big household brands. So what does it mean to know that, hey, I'm part of this thing, Yeah.
Personally, I think for me it's like crazy. So the whole spectrum. But just to answer the question in less than 10 seconds, or in less than an hour rather. First of all, it was one of the productions that people really try to make an effort. As far as South African productions go, to make you feel as though you're important. You know what I mean? I think it's only the second production I've had gowns. Oh, nice. If someone comes and puts a gown. But not just that, I'm getting to work again with Kea Ncube.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm getting to meet new and young directors. I'm getting to work with Wodi. I'm getting to work with Wotu. So I'm getting to work with, with a lot of human beings who I might not otherwise would have had the opportunity to work with and make those connections and meet those people. But also, I'm able to be a part of a narrative and a story, man, that I feel is important, necessary right now. I got to also put my name, you know what I mean, in church, my name next to those names. Even if maybe I don't become a household name, but I'm like, yeah, you've seen. I was there. when she blew up, when G blew up,
yeah,
I was next to her in studio talking about this very thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and D?
I mean, I always say this, but it's nice to be part of a production that goes beyond just television, beyond just entertainment, and it being edutainment and making such an impact in society, bringing such important stories that people can relate to, people can learn from and remember. I mean, if there's a big difference between reading about information on a pamphlet and actually seeing raw stories unfold on your screen, you will remember it much better. And also, it's just awesome to be part of the industry opening up. You know, we are here, as you said, so it's very exciting because all those new faces, there's so many new faces on the show, and everybody is so amazing, and everyone brought their A game. So it was, yeah, it's exciting, man.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, when we come back, oh wow, no, Ebenezer, stop it. Actually, there's not much I can say after that.
That's how we do it on South, boy. That's what they call it down South.
Utopia with Kea Ncube.
After this, you know you're coming, right? She's got to. She's got to.
This is Salty Soul featuring Yashinsky. How are you doing in the +254? Yep, how are you doing in Kenya? That's Tujangali. And before that, Shay Shay featuring Runtown with Gimme Love. We still have Ebenezer and Dia in the building talking all things MTV Sugar. We've learned a little bit about their characters, Masejo and Tuli respectively. Tuli being the younger sister of Soul, Masejo being the guy who does really nice coffee, you know. I'm joking. His parents, he's got land. That's what he's got. I think that's important thing to know.
So you know who to holler at, son. You know what I'm saying? These white people don't give it back to you, boy. Masejo got you.
It's DSTV 872 all across Africa, 609 on OpenView HD, Mobi site taradio.mobi, and our online publication is www.transafricaradio.net. And of course, if you do have any questions and comments on WhatsApp, it's +27 79254 4329 or call on +27 11 447 7176. Ebenezer, you were saying how under-informed you were before you actually played the character of Masejo.
Yes, ma'am.
So, like, what's one of the things that you actually really thankful in terms of information that you're taking away from playing Masejo?
I mean, like, for instance, we spoke about, like, just those things, like how you shouldn't take it for granted. Like, for instance, birth control is not like a condom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even then, sometimes when you do condom, it doesn't mean you mustn't test regularly, because we know that condoms are not 99%. I mean, are not 100% foolproof. They are 99%, and that's if it's a good one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm being serious, right? But for instance, there are ways.
So, like, what are you talking about? Because you're the one that brought it up.
I'm just saying, guys, I'm just being real. But like, for instance, there's this thing we all got given as a class. We got given self-testing devices, which is very new in South Africa. And essentially, you can go home, and it's not invasive. It doesn't, like, you don't have to take blood or anything. You can literally swipe it from your gums. And there's instructions there to help you further. I don't want to confuse anybody. Go and get it up, check it out. Some of the pharmacies have already started rolling it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talk about it in the show. And yeah, it's just very helpful to have it there chilling at your house, you know, in case someone's like, can I trust you? And you're like, nah, son. But you know what?
I think I genuinely
again though, with this test, it's an HIV test.
No, definitely so.
The other things there, the other STIs and STDs that you could contract. Yeah.
No, definitely so. So, like, I actually have taken one of these self-tests, these mouth swabs tests before, and I was just like, you know what? For an individual who, if you're pretty scared to go to the clinic or the hospital or anything, this is a pretty good way to just hype yourself up,
exactly,
so that you can, if anything were to be wrong per se, you can actually just go through to the clinic and be like, this is what happened, this is what I did, and this is what came out. So, go further, basically.
Yeah.
So, like you said, even though you do your self-testing at home, it's still important to still, go to the clinic and just confirm
as to what's going on. Yeah. So, in terms of these, how do you put them in like the story? How'd you like, ooh, HIV testing? Like
That was one of the things that were heavy because, you know what I mean? Like, that's why they had to get amazing writers, they had to get amazing directors, amazing editors, amazing DOPs, so that it's not on the nose, you know what I mean? So it doesn't feel like, So I think, they managed very well. Also at the beginning in our workshops, some of us felt like maybe this just sounds like you're just saying, like, Ebenezer, are you tested? Yes, my girl, I got tested down the road, you know what I'm saying? So you got amazing writers, there's none of that, you know what I mean? It's very slickly done.
It's like interwoven into the
story. It's a real story.
Yeah.
It's a real story, and I think if anything, MTV Sugar is a projection of how, as a youth, still being chilled, because that's how they're presenting us. It's like these chilled kids, very cool cast, you know what I mean? As these kids, hopefully in the future, that's how easily these things are in our conversation. And it's a projection of what we're hoping will be in the near future.
So as much as this is a program that's directed to the youth, right? Is this something that you'd say that if you were to convince your parents to sit down and watch with you, you would?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would. Definitely. I think that, you know, especially for me, like, there is a huge age gap between myself and my parents, right? So I understand to some degree why it probably was quite awkward or uncomfortable for them to have certain, you know, conversations with me about this kind of thing. So I think as much as it's very educational and informative for young people, I would definitely encourage, you know, parents to, because sometimes parents don't even know what their kids are going through.
Yeah.
Their kids are in varsity, your kids are in high school, your kids are whatever. When are you just happy to see them come home every day? But you have absolutely no idea what your kids are facing and the challenges that they're going through. So I think it's a very good conversation starter where parents can actually, after seeing certain things on the show, like it opens up, you know,
the dialogue.
Yeah.
So definitely something that's
probably some awkward moments, but you know, awkward moments comes and goes.
Yeah.
Awkward moments happen all the time. They don't just happen when it comes to sex and, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Awkward moments happen when your mom's chicken is dry and you have to act like a nice. So why are we scared of awkward moments now? All of a sudden. Nice. Khopela tomato sauce. Why?
So when can we catch MTV Sugar as a watcher? Like where, when, what time, what's going on? Tell us.
If you want to watch MTV Sugar, it will be for the first time on the 12th of February. It is a Tuesday at 9:30 and 9:30 all the time from then. And then
this is 9:30 CAT, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then there will also be a preview of the last, of the last season, just a recap. It will be airing on MTV Sugar, MTV Base on Wednesday the 6th of February.
Okay.
And that's at 9 o'clock
PM. Okay.
CAT, Central Africa time.
Yeah, that's the one. So MTV Base. 9 p.m. CAT for the previous season, right? Recap, and then 9:30 CAT MTV Base for season 7.
Yeah,
every Tuesday night.
9:30 p.m.
Okay, so yeah, guys, please do join in to be part of the conversation as well on social media. So MTV Sugar DS on Twitter, MTV Sugar Down-South on Facebook, Instagram for exclusive updates from South Africa, from the new South African season as well. So before we wrap up, right, because as much as we were talking about MTV Sugar, y'all are thespians in the world of Africa. And here at Trans Africa Radio, we play 100% African music, and our content as well is also Africa focused. So what does it mean to you to know that there is a radio station that really focuses its attention on our continent?
I think it's very exciting, man. And what is exciting about it is the fact that it is an example of how it can be successful and that our art is valuable in and of itself within the space. You know what I mean? Like for instance, even this MTV Sugar, like I feel like the show itself is very exciting, and I don't want to like give too much away. I feel like if you guys want to go and see just a snippet of it, just look out on those social media and on the television. There'll be something coming out tomorrow. Just keep your eyes peeled. You might enjoy it. But like I mean, that's why we really celebrate such programs like Sugar that is focused on us and our art, and So shout out to Trans Africa.
D?
Yeah, I think it's major. Representation is very important. I mean, it must be very inspiring, especially for artists who are aspiring to be on the airwaves. So if they hear amazing content, and if they see amazing content on the screens as well, yeah, it's quite inspiring. So yeah.
Ebenezer, thank you so much for coming through. Congratulations on being part of the MTV Sugar Cast, which is broadcast in 179 countries, reaches 720 million people, has been to East Africa, has been to West Africa, now it's come through to Southern Africa, and is going back to West Africa very soon to the Ivory Coast. So congratulations, give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah. And once again, congratulations to MTV Sugar for having us.
Wow, okay, yeah, that's Ebenezer for you. Thank you so much to Ebenezer and Dee for coming through. MTV Sugar Down-South, season 7 is coming through. Do remember, recap of season 6th of Feb, 9 p.m. CAT?
Yes.
And season 7, 9:30 CAT on MTV Base.
On the top.
Oh.